Hello, and welcome back to the new and improved Route 1 Football Podcast.
Oh, yes! For G! He's round the goalkeeper, he's done it! Well back! There's your fairy tale! Oh, Route 1 stuff.
So, welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a long break, a long winter break, but we've made it back into the studio finally after about 2 months, maybe. To talk some more rubbish about Premier League football. Had a long break. So what have you been up to? We've got Ryan and Jake with me in the studio in case you've forgotten. Ryan?
I think they forgot straight away, to be honest. What have you been up to, Ryan?
I went back home for Christmas and all. It was high.
Where's home?
Probably know by my accent. Not around here.
Bristol.
Yeah, so we were all on placement, weren't we, over the Christmas and January period?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what were you doing again? Or wasn't it? Weren't you at York?
Yeah, I was at York City for a couple of weeks, which was really fun, to be fair. Working at the my hometown club, seeing how our National League North team functions. One that's chasing promotion. Shout out to York, who are second in league, and I really enjoyed it. I had to do a few match reports, did a bit of the Twitter, which was a bit nerve-wracking. I don't want to make any mistakes on the official Twitter account. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Ryan?
Yeah, I was at the local paper, just did mostly football, rugby. I'm now best mates with every single coach in County Fermanagh.
It's pretty cool.
Ringing them up, getting the match report sorted. Fun experience.
Jake, do you do anything?
I was still coaching and stuff over the January break, back obviously after the winter break and stuff, and then at some company called Wakelet, shout out Wakelet. I was there, really welcoming, and was trying to help. It's essentially like an app for educators, not really journalistic based, but it was all right, to be honest. Something very different. But
how's the team going? How's the kids?
Do you know what? Not too bad. Few weird results. It's standard kid football. Like we were Pepper in the goal for I think 2 or 3 games in January. Couldn't score. Save a life.
How do you set them up? What formation?
Normally a 4-2-3-1.
Standard.
Yeah, and then last weekend we had our 4th game in January and ended up putting 9 past the team. So it was it was that kind of standard thing of you wait around all season. Striker hasn't scored about 5 games, scored 4. So
Where are you in the league?
6th, I think.
Not good enough.
6th out about 15.
I'd say facing the sack.
Yeah.
It's not
Mid-table mediocrity.
Do you know what?
Lads aren't happy.
Good bunch of lads. There's fucking some divas in there. Not gonna lie, some proper divas.
Heard for a grapevine or for playground, as I should say.
Anyway,
kids aren't happy.
Anyway, I think it's time we get back on the quiz horse.
Yeah. So it's for some reason it's my quiz again. I think it might be my quiz last
Ryan
time.
fucked it.
Yeah, he did.
Ryan
Indeed.
fucked it.
It's standard procedure in it. But so gonna go with the 3 rounds as per usual. Give you both a chance to do a bit of everything, and at the end we'll toss up the scores, and whoever has the most points wins. Now, nice bit of a refresher for you boys. Who am I?
Straight in.
Okay.
I'll just remind everyone up for scores. Jake's currently on 2 points. I'm on 5. Augie, you need a strong second half. You're on 1. And the visitors are on 1.
Say the visitors are still on 1, aren't they? That's poor showing that off.
I just feel like I've got worse over Christmas. My brain's just turned to mush.
Okay, so just to be clear on the rules for the Who Am I, so I will say the first clue. You will have 1 minute-ish, or until I get bored, essentially, to give me an answer of some sort. That will give you 3 points for the first clue. Second clue will then be 2 points. Third clue will then be 1 point. And obviously we'll toss it all up at the end. So the first Who Am I is, I have played with Park Ji-sung, Carlton Cole, and Tony Cruz.
Boom. Iron Robin.
Oh, fuck me, wow.
I get it.
What?
Fair play.
Are you sure you can't see his screen?
I swear.
Fair play. But how did you?
Because as soon as you said Park Ji-sung, I was like, he's going to be slaying. It's not going to be United. Where was he before United? PSV.
Hey.
Then Carlton Cole, Chelsea. And then Cruz.
Yeah, well, that's some good knowledge.
Munich.
I rate that. Okay. So rounds on 3. The other 2 clues for that would have been won the league in 4 different countries and played in Holland, England, Spain, and Germany in that order.
God's sake.
Okay, really good start from Ryan there. The next one is I've played with Mats Hummels, Gerard Piqué, Steven Gerrard, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh.
I hear silence.
Mats Hummels, PK.
Mats Hummels, PK, Steven Gerrard, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Can I have a bit of play, please, Ryan? Because that's unfair. If you're writing stuff down.
For anyone, obviously, everyone at home, he's torn him off the most measly piece of paper I've ever seen in my life.
Here were the names again, please.
It was Mats Hummels, Gerrard Piqué, Steven Gerrard, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Clock's ticking, boys. Gonna need a guess soon.
Oh.
That is tricky.
Shot in the dark.
Fucking. No, I don't know.
Come on, shot in the dark.
Mark Bartra.
Nope. I'd be very
Torres.
impressed if you... Nope. Okay, so the next clue is, I was born outside of the country I represented at international level.
What?
So the country I represented at international level, I wasn't actually born in.
Yeah. I do get the
Yeah,
clue. I just
sure.
can't think of a player.
Just making sure you're
Great
aware.
content, great content.
I think, to be fair, if you don't get it on this one, the third clue, it will just be a case of whoever gets it, gets it.
The only person I can think of that's represented the country that they weren't playing in was Eric Dyer. That's the one that sprung to mind just because of Portugal.
I mean, there's plenty, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, I bet there is, but...
Any shots in the dark?
Rafael Guerrero.
Nope.
Xabi Alonso.
Nope. Okay, and the last clue, and I think it is going to be a case of whoever gets this.
Do you buzz in or do you just say the answer?
Buzz in. I want to hear a buzz for this. I am famous for posting YouTube videos to prove my fitness to potential buyers.
Boom. Wamada?
Nope.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Potential buyers, actually, I don't know.
I remember...
Were you
I
thinking
remember.
Will I was thinking, did you think
No,
Wamada?
I remember someone doing it, but it wasn't him. I do remember someone doing it. Is he a striker?
Nope.
Well, you got that.
No, I'm allowed to answer questions.
What?
So I was famous for posting YouTube videos to show my fitness to potential suitors. I thought you should have got this
Yeah, I
one.
thought I would have done.
I
I
have
do
no
remember
idea.
someone doing it, but I just can't remember who. It's not...
I feel like if I say something now, I really the thing
Well,
I
you
want to say now, I'd give it away. But I'm gonna have to push it for time.
It's not Owen Hargreaves, is it?
Yes, Olly.
Hoo-hoo!
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he posted that.
I don't remember it. He wasn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, not long after he left United, he had no club. I think. I posted videos of himself like doing shuttle runs and shit.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
More you know.
So, Hummels at Bayern,
PK
PK,
at United,
Gerrard.
Gerrard at England, and obviously Ronaldo at United as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's quite a good one, I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
And then the last one is I have played with John Obi Mikel, Georges Samaras, Glenn Johnson, and Raheem Sterling. So that's
Boom.
John Obi Mikel, Georges Samaras, Johnson, and Sterling. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, which
no,
Johnson was it?
Glenn.
Oh, I buzzed in, so fucking Scott Sinclair was.
Nope.
Fuck's sake.
Glenn Johnson, not Adam Johnson, because we don't like to talk about him. Okay.
Not Ben Ayoun, is it?
It's not.
He
Okay.
probably has, you know.
He may have done, but that's
Where's
Well,
he
maybe
played?
not Samaras. Not
Samaras,
Samaras.
yeah.
Mm.
On Sterling.
Liverpool.
He
Nah, he
long
won
past
the- I
his
think he
time.
left Before
Yeah.
then, yeah. The next clue is I have won the Champions League with 2 different clubs. So obviously for 2 different teams. Yeah. Don't know why I needed to reiterate that, but you know.
2 different clubs or 2 different teams?
It's been a long time since we've been on air.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Fuck, I fucked it again. Colo Touré.
Nope.
Fuck!
I don't think he's ever
I'm just
won the
thinking
Champions
Celtic
League.
players.
I don't think he's ever won the Champions League.
Oh, shit.
I'm just going to tell you now, Celtic, you are barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, no, I've realised
I
that.
didn't think
You
it
are
would be
barking up the
Celtic.
wrong tree.
How the fuck's...
City.
Oh, my God.
Shouldn't have told you that. Is he Nigerian? I feel like he's going to be Nigerian.
I'm not saying anything, but actually, no, he's not. That's
No. SCN.
Nope.
Well, he's,
Okay, and the last clue. In my best season in England, I scored 21 Premier League goals.
what?
What?
You sure?
Oh, I'm sure. I've done my research, don't worry about that.
Where would he have played with Australia?
Oh, is this going to be a clean sweep? Oh.
Where would he even have won? Nicholas Nalka?
Nope.
Benjani.
No. Okay, do you want me to put
Benjani
do you want me to put you out of your misery?
Yeah.
Daniel Sturridge.
Ah.
So he
Fuck
played
yeah.
with
That's a
Mikel.
good
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He's playing with Mikel at the minute, and I'm pretty sure he may have played with him at Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
Samaras at City, Johnson and Sterling both at Liverpool. And
I
England.
feel like that was gettable.
And then
Yeah.
What was the second clue?
Champions League with two different clubs, so he won it with Chelsea
Oh, I just don't think it.
as a squad player,
Sturridge
and obviously with
winning.
us as a squad player as well.
I forgot he was a leaver.
Yeah, and then his 21 goals came as part of the season
Yeah.
we came second.
So is that 1 point each then?
So no,
We'll do it nothing each.
you get nothing each. You didn't get anything.
All right, for that one, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
is that for...
the scores going into round 2 are Ryan 3, Ollie 0.
Right, nil?
Sorry, 1. Ryan 3, Ollie 1. Okay, so round 2 is going to be a return of the obviously a bit of specialist knowledge. So Ryan and Ollie, I'm both going to give you a team to name as many players from as you can
For fuck's sake.
in the past. Now, you will need a pen and paper, and I'm going to give you 1 minute to do it. So, Ollie, I would like you... Bear with me 1 second, let me get my timer up. I am a little bit ill-prepared. Okay, so Ollie, I would like you to name the starting 11.
It's a name or write them down.
So, on paper to start
Okay.
with, I'm going to give you a minute to write down the starting 11 from Alex Ferguson's last ever game as United manager. And Ryan, I'm going to give you the same task, but for Rafa Benitez's
what the
last
fuck?
team as Liverpool manager.
Can you...
Both in the league.
Can you tell us the
No.
fixture?
I will tell you the
It was
fixture.
Blackburn.
I know his
So,
fixture. No, yours was West Brom. I'll
West
tell you.
Brom.
West Brom.
5-0.
West Brom. Lukaku scored like 4
Yeah.
or something.
It was 5-0.
I have no
against
idea which
West Brom,
Liverpool
and
one it was.
Hull 0-0.
At home or away in the league.
I think it was away. I
Oh
think.
my fucking
Wait, it was in the
God.
league. That's all you like. That's the only thing.
I could
can't
name
remember.
more than his, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Anyway, when the countdown begins, I will make the sound. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Just starting 11.
So just starting 11. Honestly, I mean, to be fair, I feel like Ollie's maybe slightly easy. Well, a
I
lot
don't
easier, to
know.
be
I don't know
honest.
if it is, you know.
It fucking
Oh
is.
no! I think trust me when you hear the players that are in that Liverpool team.
Oh, what? Really?
Keep going, right? Hey, you back your football knowledge, mate.
Oh, what a Hull.
You don't need to name the whole players.
I
That's
Can't be
not.
asked.
That's not what you need to be worried about.
So can you only name 11 players?
11
yeah?
players, yeah. It's a starting 11. I don't think there's 12 players in the starting 11. Right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that'd be quite fair. Needs to be 11 names down on that team sheet, right, for maximum points.
Oh, I'm
So obviously you will get a point for every player you get right.
Absolutely.
So 11 points up for grabs. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and nice little siren there.
I feel like I've
Okay,
not
so
done well on this at all.
Ollie, I'll start with you. Can you give me the goalkeeper?
De Gea?
What was that? Sorry.
De Gea.
Nope. What about you, Ol? Sorry, Ray.
Rana.
Rayna. Okay, that's 1 point to Ray.
Who was in that?
It was Lindegaard. Okay, can you give me your defenders, please? Ollie.
Raphael.
Nope.
Ferdinand.
Nope.
Vidic.
No.
Evra.
I'm pretty sure
No.
Butner scored in that game, didn't
Right,
he?
okay, so
Was
the
he-
players that started in that game were Valencia, Evans, Jones, and Butner.
Butner scored.
So that's
Yeah, that
nothing
does
for
ring
Ollie
a
so
bell.
far. What about you, Ray?
Glenn Johnson.
Nope.
Carragher.
Carragher was 1, yes.
Kyriakos.
Yes, that's 2.
Fabio Aurelio.
No. Why has that come off again? Okay, so the defenders that started that day, I think he may have been playing a back 3. So I think
Could
he
have
played...
told me that.
Hey, I just said name 11 players. I just said name 11 players. Carragher, Kyrgiakos, and Agger were the defenders. Okay. Ollie, can you name your midfielders for me, please?
Giggs.
No. Wow.
Kagawa.
Kagawa is one player, yes.
Scholes.
Scholes wasn't playing.
Nani.
Nani was not on either.
I don't think
Okay.
Nani was even there. I can't imagine him in that kit.
Okay, so the players that started in midfield that day were Anderson, Carrick, Cleverley,
Fuck, scribbled out Carrick.
and Kagawa.
Who was it, sorry?
So it was Anderson, Carrick, Tom Cleverley, and Shinji Kagawa. So you got the one. What about you, Ray?
Well, I named 5. I was 4-5-1, so I've named 5 midfielders.
Okay.
Mascherano,
That's one, yeah.
Lucas,
Yeah, two.
Jared,
Yeah.
Babel,
Yeah.
El Zahar.
Yeah.
Get in!
Wow, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, and the forwards for me all.
I put Rooney and Van Persie.
You got one of them. It was RVP and Hernandez. And then what about for yourself?
And go.
No. Dirk Kuyt started up from that day. Okay, so Ryan goes into the final round with 12 points. And Ollie, you're...
12?
Yeah.
How many did he get?
Well, he was already on 3 from the quiz. And he got, I think, what would that mean? 8?
He did not get 8.
I think the only players he
I
didn't
got
get...
8, yeah.
Yeah, the only players he didn't get were Agger and Kuyt, wasn't
So
it?
I'm on 11.
Yeah. Agger and Kuyt and Aquilani, did you not get? Did you get Aquilani?
You didn't... What?
Yeah, the midfield was Mascherano, Lucas, Aquilani, Gerrard, Babel, and Elzar.
Alright, okay.
Okay, so you didn't get Aquilani, did you?
No.
No. Okay, so that adds up. Okay,
So
so
I got 11, not 12.
yeah, so that means we're going into the final round with Ollie lacking behind on 3, and Ryan powering ahead on 12.
11?
12.
11?
You were on 3 and you got it. No.
Yeah, I was on 3 and I got 8.
I mean, you can deduct the point for yourself.
Yeah, I'm an honest guy.
Okay. Okay, and then the last one.
It's like Liverpool.
Let's not get into it. Let's carry on.
The last
VAR.
one, I'm going to give it... this round here is going to make it really interesting. Okay? So, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to write down as many teams since 1970 in Europe that have had an unbeaten season. Because obviously, with Liverpool about to possibly complete an unbeaten season, I think it'd be a nice touch.
Is it only top leagues?
It's top leagues in European competition.
In every single...
In every single...
So even the Greek second division?
No, I'm saying top leagues. So like the...
So Greek Premier Division.
So Greek Premier Division, yeah. So if they completed the unbeaten season in the Championship in England, it wouldn't count.
Right.
I'm going to
Okay.
need some more paper because I screwed the last bit up.
Look at this measly scrap he's about to
I'll
get.
give you a big one. Let's see. There you
Okay,
go.
it's since 1970, so any that are before that. And there is, I think...
So just basically, it's just write down as many teams as you know.
So there's 19 teams to get, and I'm going to make it very interesting in the whoever gets the most out of the two of you gets 10 points.
Oh.
There's only a chance to win.
I hate you as host. I actually hate you as host.
Okay, so whenever you... Actually, we'll push it to a minute. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. What do you think your chances of completing an unbeaten season are then, Ray, for Liverpool?
Don't know.
You look very focused right now. So it's any teams in the top flight of European competition that have had an unbeaten season since 1970. That is, you've had 30 seconds gone. Okay, coming up to the 20-second mark now, boys. Like I said, there's 19 teams on offer, so I feel like Ryan's just scrolling down as many names as he can to kind of hope that one fits.
Bang on.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. Alright, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time's up.
What?
Right, so
Oh, I've just realised an easy one that I've just not done.
I'm going to name the teams and you'll have to mark them as honestly as you can.
Right.
So, the teams
I didn't put
that
Celtic
have
down, I've just
had an
realised it's
unbeaten
really
I don't
season.
even know
me.
if I've been unbeaten.
Celtic,
Right, yeah. I got them, yeah.
Dynamo Zagreb, Porto,
Hey,
Juventus,
hey,
Rosenborg,
Oh.
Sparta Prague,
Oh.
Partizan Belgrade, Arsenal,
Hey.
Shakhtar Donetsk, Dynamo Kiev,
Oh.
Ajax,
Yeah.
Maccabi Haifa, AC Milan,
Yeah.
Hey.
Dynamo Bucharest.
Oh, I got Star Bucharest!
Well, that's fine because Star Bucharest are on there as well.
Get in!
Besiktas, Galatasaray,
Yeah.
Benfica,
Yeah.
and this is a team I've never even heard of, Perugia.
No.
So I think if anyone got that at home as well, fair fucking play.
Well, that's another week
So-
I lost.
Well, how many did you get on?
4.
How
He's
many-
all try fuck me over as well.
How many did you get?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9.
Hey, fair play. So that means Ryan runs out.
So even if he had beat me 4-3, he would have won the whole quiz.
It makes it interesting. though,
I
doesn't it?
hate you as a
Is that
host.
or is that not interesting?
No, because no, it's not. It's just silly.
Stop your whinging.
Oh,
Okay, so that means the winner of today's quiz is Ryan. While he
against
picks
the
his,
fucking odds.
Yeah, while he picks his dummy up off his floor, that could be your prize, mate. Okay, so after that quiz round the way, Ollie, you can now turn that monitor back on
Hey.
to stop yourself cheating. Let's get into the football. So,
So I think what we're going to do is have a bit of a mid-season review because we've had a week off, and I know it's the sort of February winter break now in the Premier League. So we thought it'd be a good time to have a look back on the season, see what we were thinking before the season, see what we're thinking now, and I think the best place to start is the top of the league, and unfortunately Liverpool, and you two can have a little bum off about how much you
I
like
mean,
them.
I think I've said it every single week of this podcast. We are just fucking boss. Like, I'm not being funny. It's like, have you been? Like, has there been a single game this season where you've watched us and thought, you know what, there's a chance we're going to lose it?
Yeah.
Really?
United away.
Yeah.
See, for me, I felt like that every single game we've played, it's just like there's that mentality. It's crazy.
Aston Villa's way as well.
I always thought. I never thought we'd lose it though.
Worried.
I was worried we'd draw. Never thought we'd lose it.
Well, here's a question
Weird.
for you. I've seen this a lot on Twitter. Would you rather go the whole season unbeaten or win the Champions League as well?
Win the Champions League as well.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely. I think it'd be a nice thing to go unbeaten for the whole season. But
Oh, it's not just unbeaten, but beat Vincent Insurance as well. Get over 100 points.
it's one of them though. When you look at the record books, it's like we will have won a Premier League at the end of the day, as good as it might be. Whereas having a double and
Yeah.
such a big double on top of that, like how many teams win the Premier League and Champions League in the same season? It's such like
Yeah.
it's such an amazing achievement. And on top of the trophies we've already won, definitely.
I'd love to go unbeaten, obviously, but I've said throughout the season, I don't really care about records. I just want to get the league.
I think we
over.
could though. Do
Do
you think we could?
Now we're in the situation. I'm like, yes, we could do it. I want to
Yeah.
do it, but like
I
I
don't
said,
think you will.
Who do you think will?
I don't know.
City away.
I just think the amount of games that you've sort of rode your luck in, I think you can't do that for a full season.
But
we
then
do
I
have
look at the
City
best
away, like-
teams, and it's a case of
Everton
it's-
away as well.
I know, but
Everton.
just
Was that
now.
the? But didn't we beat them 5-3? The second team.
I was at home.
What was the away
There
game?
was a few dodgy decisions.
We haven't played away. That's what I mean. We
Right.
we have
okay.
Everton away
I
and
was gonna
City
say,
away
yeah,
to
I
come.
remember that.
Mm.
I don't know though. I just look at it. It's like you say luck, but then I feel like the best teams always have that. Like think of Real Madrid.
Yeah,
under Zidane.
I do know that, but I just think
Like honestly, the biggest examples I think are United under Fergie and Zidane's Madrid, especially in the last 20 years, where it's just like they don't even play amazing football all the time, but you just for a fact that you're going into every single game confident that team's going to pull through. It's mad. And I think to be fair, I'm speaking for myself here, but I can imagine you'll reiterate that sentiment, right? Like growing up watching Liverpool, seeing a team like this, it's strange.
Yeah.
To an extent. Because, obviously, Ollie, you've grown up your whole life especially when you were a kid, watching United just dominate. And, them being the top dogs. We've never had that. It's such a strange feeling.
What's strange as well is we're not even really concerned about winning at the moment. We have the privilege of having a conversation of who or of when we want to win it. Whether it be City away or at Everton, all it's
Honestly,
nice.
Do you know what though?
But I don't care where it is. I just
do you
want
think,
to win.
right, I'll ask a question though. Do you think now this would be the kickstarter for us having? Do you think we'll be the dominant team going forward in this decade?
No.
Do you not think?
City have too much money, and I think other teams will get stronger. United will get back. Chelsea will get back. So no.
and you'll be back down in the Europa League.
I wouldn't say
Like
that.
right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just gonna be funny.
Let's talk about
But
it.
until then, Augie, we're gonna fucking enjoy this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just enjoy it while it lasts.
Oh, we
Yeah.
will. Don't worry. But what I love as well is like just Augie especially as well as over opposition fans go on about VAR and everything.
It's
Just,
great, isn't it, though?
like, no, but like, might think go on if they must swear about, oh, like, we're going to look at that on Twitter and go like, oh yeah, for right tainted title, oh yeah, we're not going to celebrate this now. Shut up! Nobody cares, like.
Do you not enjoy? No, do you not enjoy the fume though?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Honestly,
I love it.
All them little like knobheads on Twitter going like, "Oh, Liverpool this,
For
like,
not going to enjoy it as
like,
much. Yes, we are. Shut up.
I enjoy it more the fact that they hate us so much. Like the fact that like no one likes us in this league. I love it.
I hope we
I
win the
proper
title
love
through
it.
a goal which is like
Oh,
5
definitely.
miles offside.
Oh, yeah.
Handball.
VAR completely fucks up.
Yeah.
Hook it to my fucking veins. I want to see
Yeah, that just will happen as well.
It
though.
will. It fucking will.
Someone will get 2-footed by Andrew Robertson, and they'll just go down the other end and forget about it. Mo Salah will throw it in with his fucking both hands, and Sky Sports won't even look at the penalty.
You know what, though? To be fair, we played. Like I think the last game we played was one of the first times I've seen us play really good football this year.
Yeah, it's the first time we've won by a couple of goals, I think.
Like some of the, I mean, was it the second goal? Was it first goal Chamberlain's?
Yeah, and Salah scored a goal which was ruled out.
Danny Ings should have had a penalty.
Not a
No, it
chance.
wasn't a penalty.
If that's a penalty, then I'm not being funny. How's the one at the other end not get given?
I was just
Yeah.
It's
I would admit,
playing devil's advocate.
I feel like I'm a lot more unbiased from Jake is, and I would admit to it.
I'm a fairly level-headed Liverpool fan. To be fair. I think I am.
For a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, next joke, lad.
You're probably worse than me.
It's a
right?
podcast, not a comedy show.
You're worse than me behind
really.
closed doors. Right?
Okay, who is worse? We'll ask for United fan.
Jake, 100%.
100%.
Not a chance. All I'm saying is anything I've said come out wrong.
So do you think you won the league? Do you
Yes.
think it's wrapped up?
No.
No.
I'm not getting ahead of it until I'm...
So you could
I'm sorry.
lose your next 7 games in a row and still be top of the league.
Yeah.
Do you
but
seriously think that we'd fuck it up at this point? And I know
I'd
you
like
got
to
the-
hope not, but I'm not booking any dates off work until it's mathematically possible.
The thing is though, like I think that's the way Liverpool fans have gotten, where like they're so downtrodden over fucking years of just messing up. It's like they can't enjoy it yet. I think a lot of them are struggling to.
Yeah.
But tell you, the celebrations in their city once that fucking title gets lifted.
Yeah.
Fucking Don Jordan Henderson doing his little fucking weird run up to the title and lifting it. Fucking can't wait. But what about I mean, use Oh, that's the only word I can use.
United. Yeah. I was thinking about this, and I think if I look back or look forward at the start of the season, and United were going to be within touch of 4th place with a marquee signing in January, I don't think I could have been that disappointed.
Well, what if
Obviously,
someone
you are
told
talking about Odie and Agallo, aren't you?
What if someone said to you at the start of the season at this time you'd have your worst ever run?
I mean, yeah, but
Too
yeah, I
late
know
to
what you're
look at
saying.
it.
I know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, we're still in touch with 4th place, and the only target I had really for the end of the season was to reach Champions League.
But you're saying you're happy, but that's only because of other teams.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
would you not want... I do get what you're coming
I'd rather we didn't have our worst running years, but you've got to take a step back and just
One
say,
thing I do want to ask you as well, obviously, with you signing Fernandes, you know, looks a decent player like from Sporting. Do you really think that's what you needed? Like in terms of like, was that the most pressing issue for United to get?
yeah, I think it was really, yeah.
Yeah.
Why, where else?
Do you
Where else would you say?
Striker. Do you not still think you need to replace Lukaku?
I think
yourself?
they should have went out and spent 50 million.
But in January, we're not gonna bring in a top class striker in January.
Who would you have went for
Who would you have got in
I'm
January?
not. I'm only playing like Ollie before devil's advocate. I'm just saying. I'm asking the question. Me personally, I think you need that striker more than anything.
But-
Because I think with Fernandes, you've got Pogba to do the kind of things he does eventually when he comes back. And it's like, how do you fit him, Pogba, McTominay, you know, like all like these more, I'd say those two there, into them roles. Because like, where's Fernandes playing long term? Is he playing as a holder or is he playing?
Well,
striker?
McTominay and Pogba alongside each other, and Fernandes further in front.
But then I'm pretty sure Pogba's better going forward than he is.
Well,
going
I know,
about
but
a 4-3-3?
Solskjaer's already said he likes him as a deep line playmaker.
Yeah.
But even if Fernandes played in the deeper role against Wolves, so he showed he can
Yeah.
do it. So
I
he could
like-
always play further back, and Pogba plays
I was
further
going to say
forward.
I'd like to see it. I wouldn't like to see it, but if I was in your position, in the future, once United's squad is a bit stronger. What about McTominay as the defensive midfield?
Yeah,
Pogba
as a 3.
and-
I'd like to see it as a
Pogba
3.
and
Yeah.
Fernandes attacking.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's been talks about you being like Grealish and Maddison as well, but do you think that's kind of
Yeah,
quashed out as well?
I have another little plug. I done an article on this last week. Because the sort of vibe that I've got is that United are still in for a player like a Grealish or a Maddison, which seems weird because if Pogba stays, we won't get them all in a team.
But that's a very good
I was going
habit
to
to
say
have.
if
Yeah, that's literally that was the
No,
last
but
line I wrote.
I think to be fair though, I think if you Sawa, then Pogba's got to go. So I don't see.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like
No,
I don't think he's got to go, but
I think from like a kind of I don't know. I don't think you could bring in a player like Maddison and Grealish and expect them to sit on the bench.
I know
So-
that's what I said. In
And
the
then it's
article
like
as well,
Pogba
but
with like.
But then you look at Liverpool's midfield, and
terms of
even if Keita is on his best form and fully fit, he's left on the bench.
Yeah, but
like it's good to have competition.
Oh no, it's good to have competition, but I think none of the midfielders really be having that squad bar Keita or a Marquis.
I think the issue is it's like Kate was coming into a sort of Champions League winning team, wasn't he, or a very very good team.
Whereas United aren't that
Grealish
bad
or Maddison
at
will be leaving.
expecting to play.
Coming expecting to be the.
And with Keita as
main
well,
man.
it's more a case of he's always injured. You
I
know,
do get
Chamberlain,
that, but
always
at the
injured.
same time,
I'd like to see him all there, to be honest. I'd rather
Yeah.
Pogba didn't leave, but I feel like it might happen. There's been.
I just think logistically, especially like the amount of money you'll be outlaying on someone like a Grealish or
I
a
don't think that's
Maddison.
really a problem. is
yeah,
it?
it's not a problem for United.
It is and it isn't.
But yeah, I think if you've got like Grealish, for example, there's no need to worry about offloading
No.
Pogba. Not at all.
I just think for the end of the season, we needed a playmaker. Like, we can't just keep playing Jesse Lingard and Andreas Pereira in that number 10 role. Like, there's just no way we could go a full season playing that. So I think we did need Fernandes to come in, and I like the Agallo saying. To be honest, it took me a bit while to get my head around it. So when I first seen the name, I was like, Agallo, like that sort of washed out. Well, not washed out, but you know, so he's gone off to China and sort of.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head there.
What?
Washed out.
I wouldn't say he's washed
He
out.
was
but
shit when he left, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Was he
saying.
though?
Like,
He scored
wasn't-
like
he was
one goal
shit.
in half a season, hence why he left.
Yeah.
But how were Watford doing in that spell though?
I think no, but he was
Pretty
bang.
much similar
He was
to
very,
Watford,
very like. Was it? I mean, Cisse where he had a really like good season for like half. of it,
And then just tailed off.
But it's not really. There's no real issue with it though, is there? Really?
Yeah.
Like it's
But-
not. there's-
one thing though, I do realise it's only 6 months to have a season, but $100,000 a week.
Yeah, but is that really bothering anyone? Are United fans sitting there going, "Oh, I wish we weren't paying him $100,000 a week"? Like, do we really care?
Give it a few weeks of him playing.
I know, but
Pretty
do we
sure
really
it will be.
really care? Like,
It's not the biggest issue or anything, but even still, it's a bit like
I think what would have been more of a problem is signing someone like Cavani with like an obligation to buy on like 300k a week.
Oh, to be fair, I think you dodged the bullet in the sense of bringing in someone like a Cavani or like an Icardi or something like that, who's like a big name in that
Like,
sense.
who else would you bring in? If United needed a striker, we needed one quick. Who else is there really?
I mean, it's less than. It's more just I think I'm more questioning. Like, surely there's someone better suited to United than Ighalo.
Who though?
He's been slumming it out in China for the last couple of years.
But who was? I feel like
I think the availability thing. You're definitely right with that. Like I don't think
in January,
yeah.
and we were sort of coming towards the end of the window, and like we'd only just got the Fernandes deal over the line, which is obviously the priority. It gets to the last 2 days left in the window. Who are you going to get? Sort of in those 2 days, that's just going to suddenly down tools and leave their
but
club.
to be fair, then it's going back.
Other than someone that's in a place like China and not
But
even playing.
Then it's going back to the start of the season, which we think we said, which is you missed like a fucking trick there where you just didn't sign a striker.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm still not giving up on Martial, but
I
isn't China
think with Martial, it's just a case of he always looks better suited on the left. I reckon
no, he's definitely not.
him
so
and
good.
Rashford. both
But
look
didn't the
better suited in
Chinese
same
Super
position.
League be suspended now?
Yeah,
So like all those Chinese people over in China are just
that's what I mean. That's why it was.
Okay.
That's why it made sense because
yeah. It
he's not
does
even going to
make-
be playing.
It does make sense and all. I was like, fair enough, but it's just the fact. Like I said, it's not the end of the world paying 100k a week. But what I don't get is how did United not negotiate that? Surely they could have got that down because for Gallo, like you said, boyhood club or whatever. The cheek of him to ask for 100k. Like if United
No, but I think
him
he's just
20K,
getting his.
he'd be like, yeah.
No, I think he's just getting his wages that
Paid
he's
for it?
getting paid in China, and United are paying 100k of his 300k a week wages.
That's
free
right.
I think he is. I read that somewhere. I don't know if that's entirely accurate, but I read that somewhere he's on 300k in China.
Fuck me.
This world ain't for us, I swear to God.
Well, how much is Arnautovic? Someone like
He's on
Arnautovic on.
stupid money as well. Like
telling you now, like that is the most ridiculous thing I think I've heard in a while.
So in the end,
How
it
is he getting
could have been
paid?
worse. We could have been paying him 200k.
the best
a week.
thing to come out of coronavirus is this Chinese league to be suspended.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not the worst thing, maybe. I'm pretty sure.
No,
Said
but
best thing.
I thought you said best thing.
they've put a cap though, haven't they, in the China League? There's
But
a
even
cap on
still, what?
spending of bringing in foreign players or something like that. So there's probably not going to be any more big transfers to China anymore.
It shouldn't. Like,
I mean, who's still over there? Because Carrasco came back, didn't he?
Hulk.
yeah.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Did Oscar come back though?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he has.
No,
I
I'm
think
sure.
there's a
I'm sure
few
some of them
we
must.
haven't
like,
been thinking
yeah.
about. Anderson Talisca, is he still
Alex
over?
Teixeira.
God, remember him?
Yeah.
What could have been?
I think United have still got a chance to top 4. I think if we hadn't signed Fernandes or a striker, or signed someone in January, we wouldn't have had a hope for top 4. I think we just looked a bit stale in the league. But that little bit of added boost of having someone like Fernandes, who has got the class, or a Gallo who can just be a body and come on.
Do you think he'll replicate the same sort of goal scoring that
I
he
don't,
did in,
I don't think he will, because it's a much harder league.
Yeah.
Like, why would he? But he has every chance of being one of the better midfielders in the league from what he's shown. Like, to score that many goals from midfield, he's obviously got. He knows where the goal is. Do you know what I mean? So
I mean, to be fair, from people from just watching bits of him, looks a good player. But
yeah, I think from what I've heard and what I've seen, he's the sort of player that will frustrate you for 80 minutes of the game, because he does have a lot of shots. He does try things.
Yeah,
but then that one time he buries it in the top corner, you forget about it. And I think that, to be honest, I think that's the sort of player you need. You need someone that's going to take a risk, because people like Pereira, they can play in there, they can sort of do a job and play simple passes, but you need someone that's going to unlock a defence, unlock a team like Burnley or a team like Watford, and not just play the simple passes. So
no, I agree.
I'm excited to see him, and I think we can get top 4. I'm praying, but I think we can, because in the summer it's going to be a lot harder to draw people in if we've playing in the Europa League again, and I just can't face another season of it.
Fair enough.
I'm interested to see when Solskjaer, say if we do slip down the league a bit more, and teams like Wolves and Arsenal, maybe not Arsenal, Tottenham are moving ahead of us. When do you start focusing on the Europa League again to try and get into the Champions League?
When does Solskjaer's contract run out?
I'm not sure.
Are you in or out at the moment?
Oh, still in.
In.
Yeah. There's no point changing now.
Well,
I
what about
want
end
to
of
see what
season?
he does with a strong team.
Would you give him another summer? Yeah.
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 Yeah. I like the signings that he's made. Like, if you look at everyone that's left and everyone that's joined United,
Would you take
he's done a
Sanchez
good
back?
job.
Because I heard him say he's going to prove people wrong. And
I
everything.
found that was a weird comment. I didn't really understand that, why we'd bring
feel like
Sanchez
if-
back. The only thing I'm thinking is, say, end of the season, Igalo leaves. He's just sort of been bang average. He ends up leaving. Sanchez comes in as like a backup striker behind Martial, Greenwood, and Rashford, and he's literally like a 4th choice.
Are you seriously confident in that being your strike force going forward though? I'm
still to be
just-
convinced by Martial, but I
that's
don't.
what
I don't. I'm just, like I said, I've not written him off yet.
Do you know, it's a weird thing though, because I feel like for you need someone that's got a proven track record of doing it all
I know,
consistently.
but then if we do that, say we bring in some proven striker, there's that striker, then there's Martial, then there's Rashford, then there's Greenwood. Greenwood's slipping right down the pecking order there, and I don't know if he deserves that when how well
Yeah,
he's
he
done as a
doesn't.
youngster.
It might not be a case of he doesn't deserve it, but then is it a case of looking at the likes of Martial or Rashford? I'm talking like.
I think if we were to bring in a new big money striker, it'd be the end of Martial, because he's not going to want to
Because that's
sit
what I
on
was
the
going to
bench.
say. Would it be a case of if someone gets brought in, if Ollie wants to keep continuing pushing the youth through, then I think someone's got to leave there in a sense to make way.
Yeah.
Do you think Gallo's going to get much playtime?
I think he will. Like in Europa League, like we've got no one else. Really. I think Greenwood will play on the right more. I think Solskjaer prefers him out wide for the moment. So I think Igalo, any game that Martial doesn't start, Igalo's going to start.
Do you know, I do like the look of Greenwood though.
Yeah.
Proper classy player,
just-
off both feet.
Who-
Always like a player that can hit it with both feet.
I don't like to compare him, but who do you think's better, Martinelli or Greenwood?
Oh,
Do you know what? Right, there's a lot of hype about Martinelli, but
There's
now
a lot of Twitter beef between Arsenal and United fans on.
It's a weird thing because I've not
That's a
watched
fair
a lot of
comment.
him. I think he played against us in the cup and played pretty well. Didn't he score?
He scored
3?
twice.
And a 2 on it, yeah.
I've actually watched a bit of both, and I really like them both. I think Brewster's not even in the question of them two.
He doesn't play though, to be
But he's
honest.
at even at Swansea now.
He's backed a couple though at Swansea.
Yeah.
But I think Martinelli,
Yeah, but Brewster might not be in it right now, but then he's still a kid. He's still trying to get back from an injury a couple of years ago. But it's a hard one for him because you look at Arsenal. Well, it's a weird one.
I'm going to give the
shouldn't-
most Brexit answer, but in terms of your question, I do Greenwood simply because he's English.
Yeah, I like that he's 2-footed as well.
Yeah.
Takes free kicks with his left foot.
I'd have
and right
to say
foot.
Greenwood just because he's the one I've seen more of.
But I've watched a bit of Martinelli and
Yeah.
his goal against Chelsea and the celebration, just the swaz about it.
They're going to be a couple of good ones, aren't they?
During the
next
same
couple of
vein, though,
years.
I mean, there's a lot of talk about those two, but I mean, someone that's been getting a little bit of attention from us is that Harvey Elliott.
I really thought you were going to say that Curtis Jones then.
No, he does as well.
Yeah,
But
I'd actually rave about Curtis Jones more than about Harvey
I
Elliott.
don't know, you know.
He's
Harvey
done-
Elliott,
He's done nothing in first team though, really, has he? Harvey Elliott?
he's very, very. He's one of them players where he looks very, very dangerous, and he is still 6. I think he's only just turned 17. He's a proper kid.
Yeah,
that's
we'll
what, like-
see more of him. We'll see tonight.
I just
Tonight
like.
is a perfect.
I like the
platform.
idea of like it's so much confidence coming from someone that's like so young.
Yeah, but we've seen it before. Like
who?
a 16-year-old, like playing plenty of a game. Fucking that Adu boy.
Fred, yeah, but you've also seen other.
Oh, like James Vaughan. Fucking who's that Liverpool's youngest goal scorer? Jerome Sinclair.
Yeah, but with shit-
Sinclair.
yeah, but
Ben
with-
Woodburn. Like,
yeah, but with
Yeah.
players like that, they weren't getting in regularly.
Overhyped
Yeah.
Liverpool youngsters.
I wouldn't
it's
say
not
he's
just
overhyped.
Liverpool. There's plenty of
I wouldn't
clubs.
say
like.
he's overhyped. I don't think anyone's hyping him in that sense. I just think
I
he
don't know.
looks an exciting
You
player.
were.
I just said he looks an exciting player. That's not hyping him to the levels that
Jake and
Martinelli.
his unbiased opinion.
Jesus Christ, you say
When he starts taking free kicks with his both feet, then I'll start listening. Anyway, I thought we should have a look at the rest of the teams in the league. Just so we don't
Big up Sheffield United.
Is that what you want to go for now?
Yeah, big up Sheffield United.
I feel like I've seen a lot of people saying that their achievements haven't been as sort of highlighted by the media as much as they should have been to come up from the Championship and as a not like a Wolves on a big budget.
That's what I was literally about to say. This is the way I think about it. They're literally doing better than what we praise Wolves for what Wolves done when they came up.
And they had
Sheffield
money.
United have done the same, if not a little better, on next to nothing, like a standard budget.
Yeah.
Playing nice football with what a coach, like what a brilliant coach.
Have you seen the pictures of Chris Wilder in the away end from years ago? It's just
Nice wee story.
nice.
For
Fun.
players, like you look at the squad and you're like, they're going straight down. Like the likes of who's my
John Fleck.
John Flack, my boy John Flack. Look at him. World class midfielder now.
Yeah.
He's turned him into. And the likes of Jack
Lundstram.
O'Connell at his back, Lundstram, like even Ollie McBurney, like he's scaring Premier League defenders now.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah.
Credit to Sheffield United.
Can they get Europa League? I'd like to
I'd
see them
love
at least
that.
Europa League.
Yeah.
Well,
Have you heard the new song as well for Burge?
No.
Billy Sharp. Have you not?
Is it good?
Oh, you need to look it up after it.
Retweet on Twitter.
Yeah, I would read to it later. It's a good wee song.
Who else is there in and around that area? Well, after it was City, I suppose. Lost again to Tottenham.
Yeah. Ha.
Have you got anything other to say than laugh at them?
Yeah. One thing I want to discuss. I love him, seeing him fail. It's no secret that I dislike him. But Raheem Sterling, since he got put down by Joe Gomez, he has been shite.
Yeah, he really has gone off the boil, hasn't he, Sterling?
Jake?
You alright?
Oh, yeah, no.
Are you
Just
just
letting you talk
upset
for a
by
bit.
the
I was just
criticism of Harvey Elliott?
No, I was just letting you talk for a bit.
Well, what's your thoughts on Manchester City?
It's just a difficult one, isn't it, for them at the minute? Because I think the whole season they've struggled to fill the gap. Company left, to be honest, and then
I found it weird they didn't sign a centre-back
yeah.
in January. I
I
thought a
think
team with
the
the amount
biggest
of...
thing as well, it's taken Fernandinho out of that midfield, which
Yeah.
and put obviously because he's shoring up that defence, but then it's leaving. I know he's a good player, but he's not like he doesn't do the same sort of.
I've not
job
been
as
convinced
Fernandinho.
by Rodri.
Similar to Manchester United's problem with the striker foe, but who's in the market for City to go out and centre back? And we've done it before, wasted a lot of money on centre back. So maybe if they were like, right,
Yeah, true.
we could go out spend 50 million on an average centre back, or we could.
Did
wait
Laporte
till
come in
summer.
January though?
Laporte came not too long ago, yeah, I think.
I can't remember if it was
January last year.
But for like some Mangala and everyone coming on, and
But then Pep
don't want to
didn't
make
buy
another
them, though.
mistake.
Pep didn't buy them though. To be fair,
But even
I think he's only bought the only centre back he's bought. I think he bought Stones, which it's
They'll probably bring a big marquee one in.
Who
You'd have
remembers
thought so.
Stefan Savage
Yeah.
back in the day? I think we've got another like we did buy another centre back.
Nah,
Otamendi, like he's never been great.
Yeah.
yeah, but he was
He was
I think
30 million.
Pellegrini, and
Yeah.
he was more than that. I think But
Maybe if you
he
just
is
want to be
fucking
sure about it
terrible.
before we do spend
Yeah,
that much
fair
money.
enough. But yeah, I think City. I think they've got to win the Champions League to it to be a successful
Do you
season
know
at
what
all.
though, right? It's a weird one because any other season they'd still be the best team in the league, and I think
Would they though?
no, in a sense of like any other season really, like they'd still be like dominating.
I don't know
a
if they
little
would.
bit.
They'd be up there, but I don't know if they'd be top.
I think they'd still be the best team most other seasons, but I think you've got to kind of give, as opposed to saying how crap they've been, it's like it's credit to that Liverpool side for like making a team like City that was so good the last 2 years look so average.
Mm.
It's weird, but yeah, I agree with you. If they don't win the Champions League this year, because obviously the league
Fraudiola.
looks gone.
I wouldn't say I don't think any question mark should
Do
be
you think
on,
Pep will stay
Guardiola.
though if he doesn't win it?
Yeah, he said time and time again. He keeps saying he's staying. So
Well,
he'd
He's
look like
staying
an idiot.
too.
He'd look like an idiot.
What the main question is, if he win the Champions League, do you think we'll
Yeah.
stay?
Yeah.
That's the main question. I hope not. Even if City don't win Champions League, or
You hope he
don't
doesn't
get-
stay.
Yeah, because I think Guardiola is a great manager.
Do you not think it's
And
good for
City
the
are a
competition
big
though?
threat.
Do you not think having a team
Fuck
like
for competition. I want to win the league.
Yeah, but
I don't
you-
care who's coming second.
yeah, but do you not think that having Guardiola there kind of it gives Klopp something to kind of like push for? Because I look at it as well. Like you look at how good those two teams were last year. Now
Yeah,
that's
I
one
do
of the
agree
best
with you,
league
yeah.
seasons in terms of like competition between the top two sides that there's been. And I think Klopp has taken it. It's like a competitiveness between the two of them. Because you know he's to go and win like the Champions. Well, what was it? We lost the final year before. He's able to galvanise players and like keep that spirit high. Having someone to, that's why Mourinho and Guardiola was such like a good intense battle.
Yeah, it's kind of like
And
Messi and Ronaldo as well.
I thought it brings the best out of each other.
Yeah, I do get what
There's
you
two
mean, but
conflicting styles as
but
well.
no.
I think
my answer to your question is
I know
no.
what
He
you
can
mean.
still fuck off.
I know what you mean.
I think he's the sort of guy as well, Guardiola, that he will hate that he's coming second
Oh,
this year.
definitely.
And to that margin, he will hate it, so he will do everything he can to come back next season and absolutely obliterate teams.
But then
'Cause he always does it after a loss, doesn't he? Like
He
they'll
does
go
it
out and
after a
spank some
loss.
team a bit
He does it after
after
a
losing
loss,
to
but
Tottenham.
will he like? It's whether that side's gonna like that side needs a lot of kind of changeover. I think.
Has it happened before to him? Has he ever been in like a Bayern Munich or a not Juventus?
I mean,
Barcelona.
he got beat by Barca. Well, no, he got beat by Mourinho's Madrid.
Like comfortably beaten. How
I don't
big
know
was the
I can't
margin?
remember.
I don't think
no,
it was
I think,
ever comfortably,
I don't
no.
think it was comfortable. It was more similar to last season's. I think did he leave after that, or was it there was another season? But either way, though, I think
Was he in charge when Leicester won the league? No.
no.
Who
Well,
won
in his
it when-
first season, he kept finished fourth.
It was
didn't he?
Chelsea who won it for, wasn't it?
Thing is, though, I look at it and it's like they need a lot of work. In terms of like, I think it's so hard to play at that level and kind of like keep that energy levels going like for so long. I think he kind of needs like. I mean, he did it with Barcelona, didn't he? After they won everything, he just left because he needed a break from the players, needed a break from that kind of level of intensity. It might be the same with City, I think.
Well, what about the other teams sort of in and around the top four? And maybe not Arsenal, but we'll include them in this sort of
Chelsea.
secondary level big teams.
Yeah, well,
Chelsea, Arsenal,
are probably
Tottenham.
gonna have to boil, I reckon.
And Leicester, of course.
Yeah, Leicester.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Leicester. What are your thoughts on all them for? Who
Mourinho's
of them, if any, will get Champions League?
I think Chelsea just about over Spurs. Oh, Ben United. I don't know. I'll say Chelsea. Just about.
I think Leicester will get it still. I think.
Yeah, Chelsea and Leicester.
I still think it'll be Chelsea. I think.
Yeah, I think Leicester have done enough. They didn't. They had that sort of wobble, didn't they? Where they lost a couple of games, but they've sort of come back from it, which shows they have got the
Do
character.
you know what it is? Though?
to-
It's having
and the
Vardy as well.
class. Yeah.
Like that guaranteed.
Well,
source of
they've
goals.
missed him. They've lost him for a bit, haven't they? He's injured.
Is he still injured?
I think he
Played.
maybe just got back as
I was
a.
going to say he played at the
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, he must have just
But-
got back, but he was out for a spell.
Yeah,
wasn't
but having him back, like that'd be such a boost because he's. Do you know what? I think he's a very underrated footballer. Like people talk about his goal scoring, but as an actual footballer, he's brilliant.
he? Yeah.
You know, did you see his assist? Well, what should have been an
Oh,
assist
his
for
pass to Barnes. Yeah, that was unreal.
And you know, his first touch is absolutely fantastic. You just think like with a player like him in that side, like there's guaranteed goals and assists and stuff. Like they're going to be up and like in and around there. I don't think anyone else in that top four race has got such a balanced side with that bar us and City.
You know, Tottenham without Kane aren't the same. Like, obviously, like Leicester have got their Vardy, Spurs have got Kane, but or without him because of injury.
Yeah.
And Arsenal, Aubameyang, has he been? I don't know. We all backed him as our top scorer, I think, or a few of us did, but I don't know. I'm not convinced by Aubameyang.
I like Aubameyang.
I like him, But I don't know. Did you see his shot the other week?
Yeah,
I can't remember who it was against.
It was-
I know, but
Wait, was it the one where the ball's
There's
been
one at
played
weekend
into him and
against
he's
Burnley.
literally just like
Yeah.
dragged it?
I honestly think if Aubameyang was in that City side, he wouldn't look out of place.
yeah, true.
But then there's a
But
lot
then
of players who
he's
take
not that
on.
great on the ball, though, is he, Aubameyang? He's just a really, really good finisher.
And
So he
he's
probably wouldn't
absolutely rapid.
fit City.
I don't think Aubameyang would look out of place in any squad. I really don't.
Well, Barcelona were interested in him in January, weren't they?
I think.
What about Lacazette? He's not been great, has he?
I think he's very, very unlucky in the sense of he has to play second fiddle to Aubameyang
Yeah.
a lot because he's a class footballer.
It's weird that
Lacazette.
Arsenal have both of them. Both
Then
of
as
those
well, it
players.
kind of like then you've also got like Martinelli trying to come through the ranks as well.
Yeah.
It's like it's difficult, but
They just
I
need
mean,
need
that-
defending.
Again, vote's a good headache for them.
do you know what though? I think that brings us on really to what we mentioned earlier in the let's have a little bit of a mid-season sort of look back at how our predictions are going.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think Ryan's
I feel like we should, when we talk about the relegated teams, or the teams that we chose to get relegated, we'll have a little look at the bottom half of the league. Because I know
Yeah.
we haven't had much of a
Yeah.
look at that.
I
So-
think when the end of season comes, so we're going to add these onto our normal predictions week to week. So like whatever place, like say you, for example, you predicted City to win the league.
Yeah.
If that does happen, you'll get 3 points.
Okay.
3 points per correct
Yeah,
position.
yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay. Just
So,
we're in
what did we
agreement.
all say? So we'll
Right.
start with the top half, the league title,
Yeah,
and
so
top four.
I'm pretty sure was it me and you said
We
Liverpool to win
both
it.
said Liverpool to win
No,
it.
you said
Um,
City, and I think you're being proven very wrong at this
And
point.
vice versa, you said Liverpool to finish second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the top two out of the way.
I'm pretty sure my
Let's see what you remember. I told you earlier on, Jake,
Yeah.
what you said. You said Arsenal to be third.
start of the season. I really thought they would. I thought Aubameyang could fire him up there, but
Who do you remember who you thought would finish third?
They've signed it. Sorry, I forgot. They've signed a centre back, haven't they, Arsenal?
Yeah,
the
the
guy
guy
fella,
the
wasn't it?
Mango
Did
boy.
you watch?
Yeah.
Was he any good?
He was meh. Like he wasn't bad, but
Yeah.
even when he was,
He can't
signed,
be.
I was
He
like,
can't be worse than Mustafi.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what? He's a meme of a footballer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
Like,
even
proper
shit in
meme.
FIFA. I played against him in FIFA, and I bullied him. Like
Right. So you put Arsenal third, Jake. Who did you put, Ryan?
I put. Bear with. I put the same as you. So what do you remember? What you put?
I said Chelsea.
Yeah, we both
Yeah.
said Chelsea.
Can I just like say to you two and to people at home as well, like touch on the Mustafi thing. If you ever want a really good laugh, just type into YouTube Mustafi defending highlights. And it's fucking amazing. He spends half the time on the floor crawling. It's great. Anyway, what were you saying? I just thought I wanted to.
Well, I've said Arsenal fourth, which is still fucking laughable.
What did Ollie put? Because I think I put Spurs.
You
Didn't I?
put United fourth.
Hey, I still could get the second, third, and fourth right then.
Yeah, and Jake predicted a late surge from Mourinho back in September before he was even appointed.
So no one even considered Leicester then.
You have Leicester as fifth,
Oh
and me and Jake.
God,
have them
I'm
sixth.
clever, me. I'm not good at quizzes.
Who did I put fifth?
You put
Did I put Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
We all left out one of the big six from the top six, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You
The
left
guy
out,
left out United.
You left out United, and it was all different teams as well, I believe. You left out
Spurs.
Spurs. Oh, and I left out Spurs. We both left out Spurs.
Did we do it? Did we do up to sixth place?
Oh yeah, I'll finish this off. I said United fifth, Leicester sixth. You said Augie. You said Leicester fifth, Arsenal sixth, and Jake. You said Chelsea fifth, Leicester sixth.
I said Arsenal sixth.
I think to be fair, that
Yeah.
no, I don't think that would happen, but I think Chelsea could still finish fifth,
Yeah.
possibly.
And top scores, you were just saying, yeah. You both
How
predicted
did
that.
Chelsea do the the last game week?
Not great. Sure,
2-2, wasn't it? With
yeah.
was it
Leicester.
Leicester?
But
Yeah.
they haven't been
Yeah.
great like since the turn of the
Yeah.
year. Like Lampard's been a bit unhappy.
Did you see at the end of that game though, the Chelsea Leicester game? Well, not at the end of the game, but in the presser, Brendan Rodgers was speaking to him, and Lampard went and said goodbye to him in the middle of the presser.
No.
It was like a bit of like a heartwarming moment. I don't know if everyone's seen it.
Oh.
Brendan
Yeah.
Rodgers.
Yeah. Just kind of came in. It was just like, oh, I don't want to be
They were
rude.
best mates.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah, it was weird. Like,
Do you ever think that when you see two players talking in the tunnel and think, how are they friends? Like two players will walk up to each other and high five each other and have a
Yeah.
hug. Like, how do they know each other? Because they definitely haven't played
Yeah.
together.
This is getting real off topic from predictions, but I've always wondered this. You know, whenever like two teams line up, say Liverpool and City, for example. That's a bad example, but let's just say them. Let's just say if they didn't have players in the international squad or whatever. But like, say if we want to pass and like Fabinho and Gabriel Jesus, like they always give a wee hug or whatever.
Yeah.
But let's say one of them weren't in the national setup, like Fabinho. Do you think we're only hugging because they are the same nationality, or because they actually know each other and are good mates?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know.
I think it might be a bit of both. I think it might be a case of because they're from the same nationality, they'll kind of know of each other, in a sense. And
I chose a bad example because them two people would know each other from the national squad, but I've seen
someone
many
like
teams
someone like a fucking I don't know, who's a really shit England player. Like it's not shit, but like
Craig Cathcart.
It's bad to do English because
Does Craig Cathcart know Raheem Sterling? Is he Northern Irish, Craig Cathcart?
Yeah, Craig Cathcart's Northern Irish. Let's say Buendia for Norwich and Sergio Aguero.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be in the same international setup.
But then it's a case of maybe they've met
at
somewhere,
the youth level.
Like, well, there's so many kind of things, but then.
Well, it's one to think about.
Yeah. Just next time you're watching a Premier League game.
You say this, right, but I know you'll agree with me, right? When you're in town and you see Northern Irish or Irish people and they hear other Irish people, they might not know them, but they just go up to them and go, "Oh, you're right."
That's different because they're just all like a big village there.
But that must be the same kind of thing. It's like, I think it's just like you bond over like just being from the same fucking island.
Yeah,
fucking funny, I swear down.
Anyway, just next time you watch a Premier League game, just watch the players in the tunnel, and if there's any two players that say hi to each other, comment and say, "How do so-and-so and so-and-so know each other?" And just get us thinking.
And next time anyone's in Liverpool, just watch out for any Northern Irish people.
Yeah.
We're just popular, what am I going to say, fuck's sake?
Anyway, bottom half of the league. What do we say for relegation?
Right, who wants to hear theirs first?
Go on.
Right, Jake,
Do
you
the
said...
damage.
You said Norwich, which... Yeah, it looks bang on. You're the only one who said Norwich.
Really?
So, I backed Norwich at the start.
Hey, they look pretty good to be fair, but...
Big Jamal Lewis. And you also said Newcastle and Southampton, which I don't think.
I mean, to be fair, Southampton have proper turned it round
they
now.
have. And fair fucks to
play to
Hasenhüttl. I think I've said it before, but I said he should get sacked over the 9-0. Fair enough, you've proved me wrong. On fair play at Hasenhüttl.
They're not even that far off.
No,
top
they've
six,
they've
That's
really
mad.
turned it round. I tell you what, the Danny Ings is. I mean, you keep saying it, but Danny Ings is one hell of a player.
Euros?
Yeah, I don't see why not. If he carries on scoring the way he has, why shouldn't he?
Actually, we'll leave that for a second.
Yeah,
anyway,
we'll leave that for another
You know, we
day.
all said Southampton to go down.
I did.
Do you know what though? Was it at the start of the season? They were
we started the predictions a couple of weeks after the season started.
and they were abysmal at the start of the season, and they were pretty bad this season before as well. But
you also said Newcastle as well, which
Where are
I
Newcastle
don't
at
think
the
will happen. They're safe enough. Yeah.
Who's down there? I mean, actually, is it? I'm actually struggling to think.
Bournemouth, Villa.
Bournemouth, Villa, yeah.
There's another one we're missing. Watford.
Do you know
West Ham? West Ham are in the mix.
Do you know, I feel like there's
I think West Ham could get relegated.
Yeah, fair in relegation zone right now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Thing is, though, I think there's so
there's
many
seven
teams that are wanting Aston Villa to go down simply just to take the market value of Jack Grealish.
And McGinn.
And McGinn as well, yeah. He's not been that great recently, though. Like in terms
but I think
he's a good
quality.
player, but he's not been like
Out my fantasy team.
Is he?
Binned him off.
Oh, I like McGinn. Who else? Tyrone Mings. He's Premier
Imagine the
League
market value of all them now.
I think Bournemouth now. I think they're in trouble. Bournemouth. They've looked really.
2 wins back to back, though.
Yeah, I don't know though. Their squad would get absolutely ripped apart.
Do you reckon though? Like, how many of their players?
I don't know. They've just got.
But a lot of them have played in the Championship before.
Like who?
Like most of our squad, like Dan Gosling.
Yeah, they're all them, but like the good ones. Yeah, but like Nathan Ake.
I think Ake will go. I think Billing will probably
Billing, Lerma.
Who?
Jefferson Lerma.
Oh.
I don't think they're that good.
No, I think Billing.
No, but he's like
Lerma's
like
are good.
The sort of player that Lerma is, he wouldn't stay in.
As well.
Callum Wilson, yeah.
Harry
Wilson's not going to stay there. Obviously, he's on loan, but Ryan Fraser.
Yeah, to be fair, Joey Diaz, he's very like,
Lewis Cook.
Ryan Fraser definitely won't say his contract's run out.
Yeah.
Signed him in FIFA.
Damjuna Grunewald. Their new signing, he's just not played. It was just showing my knowledge of Bournemouth players.
You also said, as well as Southampton, Newcastle, you said Watford.
Yeah.
Watford.
They look really good under Nigel Pearson, so sorry.
Okay, so what
sorry,
predictions
Nigel.
did we make? Remind us, please.
You said Newcastle, Southampton.
No, I'm saying what are the predictions?
To be relegated.
To be what?
No, I'm saying what's the did we predict anything else?
No, that was.
No, well, I haven't said. But we haven't finished relegation.
Have we not?
Bit of patience, mate. Fuck's sake.
Who else did we say that?
Olly said Southampton, Watford, Newcastle, and I said Southampton, Newcastle, and Brighton.
Yeah, but no one cares about
Brighton. So who do we think now? Who do you think will go down now?
Well, Norwich. I'm saying West Ham.
Really? There's going to be
I'm
going to say Bournemouth. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, West Ham and Bournemouth. Or now Villa.
Yeah, and maybe Villa.
But what I like, this is the first time in years we've actually had a relegation dogfight.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I want last day of the season.
I hope Norwich win a few games and just make it really, really
Yeah.
interesting. Like was it Wigan always used to stay up on the last day of the season, didn't they? I want one of them.
Masterclass.
Some absolute someone makes himself a hero, like a Wendy or a Pookie.
A Jamal Lewis.
A Jamal Lewis pops up 90+7. Yeah. So that just shows how little we know about football. Or how unpredictable the Premier League can be.
It's a good thing we're on sports journalism, of course. It really is.
So, were there any big talking points over Christmas we missed? Anything anyone wants to bring up? I feel like we've probably covered everything we wanted to speak about. Was there any moment over Christmas you thought, I wish I could have
David
spoken
Moyes
about?
coming back to West Ham? Or was that a while ago? That might have been a while ago.
I think to be fair, that might have been over Christmas-ish.
I don't remember whinging about it much, so...
Yeah.
This is one thing
did it not? Wait, no, I think we may have talked about that. Or we may have mentioned it.
Well,
I
just
feel like
bring it back.
I'm pretty sure you may have predicted it. I genuinely think you might have predicted that.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Ryan?
want to talk about David Moyes. Well, not exactly David Moyes, but West Ham. This is a question for you. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, West fans aren't a fan of their owners, and fair enough. I don't think they're great. David Gold and Sullivan, isn't it?
Yeah.
But one thing I've seen is they've been really questioning the transfer policy. And admittedly, it hasn't been great. But this is one thing I want to look at. See, at the time of West Ham's most of signings, a lot of the fans, and even I remember even me and you talking about it, I think it was like first year of uni, like 2 years ago. We've even seen them signings, and they'd been like, oh yeah, those are good signings. Haven't turned out so well. But is that, like, can fans, for example, turn on the owners
Yeah.
because they haven't worked out? But at the time when they came, they were like, oh yeah, that's a good season. Like, how were the owners to know, for example,
But is it a case of that the owners are like us with a good knowledge of football, like a sort of a decent knowledge of football, but we haven't gone and scouted, like we haven't gone to Germany and scouted
But
Sebastian
it's
Haller and gone, how's he going to fit into West Ham's
But
team?
I'm thinking more of the likes of like Pablo Zabaleta, Chicharito. Like, when they came in, we were like, oh yeah, that's good signings for West Ham. Neither of them have been great, and then West Ham fans are using that as examples as to why these owners need to go for recruitment isn't good. But I feel that is very harsh. Simply because I don't think there would have been many fans who would have predicted Javier Hernandez not to be successful.
Oh, Haller. Anyone would have predicted Haller to flop. There's just something about West Ham. It's like United have been really in recent years. There's just something about the club. It's just cursed that
Yeah.
decent players are coming in and just flopping.
What do you think, Jake?
About West Ham's transfer policy.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, like you said. It doesn't seem to be any direction with the signs. It just kind of seems to be players that are doing well at other clubs that they kind of go, oh yeah, we'll have him.
But it's not how the transfer works. Like,
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not, and it's not great.
Is it because they're not being scouted? That's what I was saying. Like, is it
Well,
that
I mean-
they're not being looked at and gone, are they going to fit into the team?
I mean,
are
you
they
don't realistically, unless you're in the club, you don't really know what's
Yeah.
going on. But it screams to me a lot of like, there's no identity there. I mean, like, what was it? Pellegrini came in at the start of the season.
I think
What
a
would-
stadium has a lot to do with it.
I think
I really dislike their stadium.
and I think a lot of the fans do as well.
They're putting in another row of seating close to the pitch, like 2 rows
Yeah,
of
but
seating.
have-
realistically though, I think what used to be the big fear about going to a team like West Ham was being in Upton Park,
Yeah.
where like everything was on top, and like the proper old stadiums where.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake leaving Upton Park.
And I mean, that's why we haven't left Anfield for like. That's a lot of the reason why we haven't, because I think to generate that kind of atmosphere in a closed stadium like that, in like a big arena, it's so hard,
But
and it's a lot less intimidating, I think, as well.
yeah, 100%.
Because like
The
you
thing
think of
is-
when Spurs went and played in Wembley, they weren't like, it took them a while to adapt to
Yeah.
it. I think even now, like that big stadium, it's just it's never the same. Emirates for Arsenal's a lot different now than
the thing
Harbour
is,
used
they
to
have
be.
no alternative. Like, they're stuck with it.
Yeah, it's not like they
They
can just
have-
be like, actually,
Yeah, we'll go back. Do that, like. But another thing as well, like, back to the signings, like, look at for summer signings, Haller, Fernals, whenever they came in, we were like we said, we don't have the best of knowledge and all.
yeah.
But everyone looks at that, like, those are good signings. Is it, can you really turn on the owners so much because they haven't produced? I don't know, I feel it's good. I'm not saying they're good managers and that are good owners and they don't deserve, like, not the abuse, but like just.
But do they have
criticism.
they don't have a director of football, do they?
I don't think so.
But you look at a lot of teams, like this is like sort of similar situation with United. A lot of teams that do have directors of football make a lot better signings than ones that don't.
Yeah. And I think if with West Ham was owners and all, I think for business people, not football
That's
people.
what I mean.
So,
They're just looking at numbers on a sheet and
Like-
saying,
yeah, like I said-
he's scoring goals, let's bring him in.
like I said, I do feel
Yeah.
like we deserve a lot of criticism.
Very
but
football manager-esque kind
not
of
necessarily for
scouting.
transfers. I don't know. It's a tough one, but
Anyway, Jake, what's the
I
what have
think
we got
we're
next?
just
We're just going to have a little cover of some football stories that have been in the news
so
recently.
obviously I think it's been doing the rounds on it on social media that have you seen it? The favourite to win the PFA Player of the Year this year is none other than the much maligned.
let's just say before you say, well, you can say about even Hendo's being tapped. But out of us three, who do you want? Who do you think should get player
Who
of
I
the year?
think should get it. It's a
Who's
tough
been
one.
your player for the season?
Oh, it's a hard one because I don't think there's been.
Were you saying this yesterday? Was it me and you, Jake?
Yeah,
saying-
there's not been one standout player really. I don't like most years. You look at the Premier League. There's one player. You think, Joe, what? He's been so much better than everyone else.
So
I think this year it's been very kind of like.
Who would you give it to?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Votes right now. Someone comes in this room, right, Jake? We
The
need your
person
vote.
that's impressed me the most probably been Trent.
You'd give it to Trent.
I possibly. I don't know.
Olly?
He's the only player that's consistently done things that like proper amaze me that I've watched.
You're just trying to. take a
No, I
opinion on
said to
Liverpool.
Jake yesterday, it really
It
has,
is hard,
it has
isn't
to
it?
be a Liverpool player, really.
De
It'd be
Bruyne
hard-
is up for De Bruyne.
I think
should
De
be
Bruyne is
the
a shout,
shortlist,
but then-
I don't
I
think he
don't
should
know,
win.
it's hard to
I don't think
not
he's
give it
been
to a Liverpool
unbelievable
player.
though.
No, he hasn't, but he should be in the.
He should be in the conversation.
If anything, I
Vardy
think, yeah, Vardy maybe, but I think maybe Van Dijk
again.
Van Dijk's my shout.
because he's been
Honestly.
so consistent and just carried on from where he picked off last season. It's maybe not been as perfect as last season, but he's
What-
still been a.
What about if? Because obviously, there'll be a fight towards the end of the season now with who finishes top goal scorer. If someone like Salah goes and wins top goal scorer, does he not get tipped for it? Because I think he's on 14 now with about 3 or 4 other players, and he always finishes the season.
yeah,
really,
maybe. Yeah,
really
he'd be in contention for it. Yeah.
And he's been very good
But
this season.
Alternative, what if Vardy or I don't know, an Abraham, someone just goes way out in front, scores 28, 29 goals or something?
Possibly.
But,
I mean,
How much does someone have to do to
well, I mean, the last.
get the award instead of a Liverpool player?
I mean, I think they have to be outstanding. I mean, you think of the players that have won the award that haven't won the league. You know, you're thinking of Luis Suarez in that season where we came second. Was it second? Salah when we came second. No, it wasn't second. It was fourth, I think. Gareth Bale when he's won it in the past.
Yeah.
It's players that have had like an
exceptional.
outstanding, unbelievable season. And I don't think there's been one individual that's been so much better than everyone else in the league. And this season, anyway.
my vote is Van Dijk. Every time I watch Liverpool, like every corner of it comes in, every cross, he's just.
Oh, do you know what? If he'd have
It's
scored,
just on the end,
I'm
like-
sorry. Did you see that back heel he tried against
Yeah,
Southampton? He's such
So not Henderson then.
As much as I love Hendo, I think it has to be Van Dijk again.
I wouldn't. It's a weird one because I feel like
Would you be annoyed? Would you be like that's stupid?
Yeah. It'd be the icing on the
do you know what though? I think I'd love it just to see
the
everyone
worst
view-
season of my life. Cake. Jordan Henderson lifted the Premier League trophy and the Player of the Year award.
Do you not think that'd be great for the fume though?
Do you think he should be in the shortlist?
I think so.
I think every Liverpool player should probably be in the shortlist, really.
Do you know what? That's the most humble thing I think you've ever said.
I know, but I just can't
It's
even.
fucking-
The most humble thing is Jordan Henderson should maybe be in the shortlist.
No, but the fact you said that every Liverpool player. This is a guy. Right, you've got to understand. This is a guy that's now downtrodden as a United fan. I love it.
Not no other centre back other than Van Dijk, like no Matip or Lovren or whatever.
Gomez.
Nah, he hasn't been scored enough.
But like Alisson, you can argue he's in there. Alexander-Arnold, yeah. Van Dijk, yeah. Robertson, yeah. Fabinho, yeah. Wijnaldum, yeah. Henderson, yeah. And then the
Firmino,
front three,
Salah,
like you
Mane.
can't really. You could make an argument for all of them being in it, for the nomination. Anyway.
I think the only ones who could win that vote is Hendo. Liverpool players, Hendo
Salah or Van Dijk.
or Trent. But
Yeah.
my vote is with Van
Why
Dijk.
not Mane?
Yeah.
Talk
Tailed off a
at
little
the start
bit.
of the season of him being
Yeah.
one of the best players,
Yeah,
like one of
Mane.
the top 3 in the world.
I think he's tailed off a little bit, and he's also injured at the minute. I don't know when he's meant to be.
Alisson shouldn't because he was out.
Do Yeah, but have you seen his record right since he come back?
Yeah, it is unreal.
He's
at all,
got. I think
but
he's.
still.
I think he's tied for the most clean sheets at the minute. He's played 16 games this season.
But that's to do with Van Dijk.
Is it though?
A lot, not entirely.
Is it?
obviously,
I'm
but-
sorry. As good as Van Dijk is, do you not think that Alisson's unbelievable?
Yeah, I do love him, but
Like he's a weird one where I
shouldn't
think
get player for you.
I don't think he should get Player of the Year, but I think it's a bit of a farcical thing to say it's just Van Dijk.
I think at the end of this season, we should have our own wee votes like failure of a season, worst signing of the
Yeah,
season,
yeah,
like
sounds
just
good to me.
some wee creative. We'll put it on Twitter, maybe a poll. Let the
Yeah.
viewers decide. We will each pick a player. We'll do it like the team of the decade. We'll pick a player. Let the viewers decide. So that's something to look forward for, you guys.
Well, the other thing that another one of the things we're going to talk about, and we've saved it for the podcast because we feel like it's going to provoke a bit of a reaction.
It's the Neymar
The
rainbow
Neymar
flick.
rainbow flick that he was.
Well, not Rainbow Flick, Rainbow Flicks, wasn't it?
Yeah, that he's ended up being booked for.
What do you
in a
think of
game.
that?
I think it's an absolute joke.
Yeah, as
It
much
really is.
as much as Neymar is a twat for doing it.
Is he
It's-
though?
Well, it
no,
is.
You'd be wound up if it was against your team, but
Yeah,
What, is he? No, but I'm sorry. Is he a prick for taking it past someone, like and humiliating him?
that's what I said. I said, where do
He's
you
not
draw?
broke his
If
leg.
he's been, I think he wasn't actually booked for the rainbow flick itself. He was booked because the referee had a word with him and said, "Stop doing that," and he was like, "Why?" And then he ref booked.
but
him for his
even
reaction.
why-
he is every right
He's
to
every-
question.
that's what I mean. Where do you draw the line? Like
I'm
Messi
sorry.
goes past someone and sits them on their ass. Does the ref go up to him and say, "Right, come on, mate, come on,
I'm
calm
sorry.
down, Leon"?
I'm sorry. But that's like I know there's this whole thing about like I don't even know whether
Has anything happened for referee since?
I don't know, but I don't think he should.
He should
shouldn't
be
be allowed to
invested,
referee a game.
That's
again.
just as bad, I feel, as remember whenever French league as well. Fucking
Was
FIFA
it,
referees.
wait, are you about to say the one where he's boosted, turned around and booted him?
It's just
Jesus
as bad.
Christ.
It's just as bad.
It's weird. The thing is, though, right? You look at some of the most like what is football at the end of the day?
Yeah.
It's entertainment. Now, is that not entertaining?
But how would you feel if like a wee fucking 12-year-old did that to one of your boys?
Oh yeah,
You'd be straight on the
He's
bench
holding it
trying
in
to
the, right. Your team, your kids are losing 7-0 in the cup or something, and some guy with pink hair's got it in the corner and is just
But they're
rainbow
not getting
flicking
paid.
you.
Yeah, but they're not getting paid. But they're not getting paid to entertain anything. Do you know what I mean? Like football, and in its purest form, it's like entertainment.
So Sunday league players aren't allowed to entertain because they're not getting paid.
Nah. You've
What about
missed
them?
the
What
point.
about all them freezing parents on the touchline?
I've got no
that
issue.
are
with
loving it.
I've got no issue with it. The thing is, I've got no issue with it in any sense. Realistically, if you can take it, as long as you're doing it in a way that you're taking it past someone, then what's the issue with it?
Yeah, it's not like he's stood in the corner like doing like round the world.
But even,
and-
but
even
even
then,
then,
it's
Yeah, I
not
suppose,
illegal.
even
I
then,
suppose, yeah.
like I look at it, it's like just the way I look at it. Be better, tackle him.
Do you think there is a law though against it? Do you think there is something weird, some weird little rule in the rule
I've
book
got
of football?
no idea, but I don't.
Because there's
feel so-
there's that one. I know it's completely different, but there's that one where you're not allowed to flick it up and head it back to the keeper for him to pick it up.
But that's
That makes sense, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Is
No,
there
because
something
do you know
in
what
there?
that is? That's abusing a kind of rule in a
Yeah.
sense.
I
Whereas
feel
that's
as well.
not
You
abusing
know
a
what
rule,
you're on
that's
about
just-
that rule?
Yeah.
I feel like there's been worse cases than that Neymar. Not on the top of my head, but there's bound to be.
There's some in the South. Have you seen South African
Oh, they're
football?
amazing.
They're literally, it's like a style
The
of football.
dancing
Yeah,
on the
dancing
fucking
the
ball,
football.
it's great.
That's what I mean. So I don't think there's a rule in place.
But you know what though?
I
I look
don't-
at it, like I said, it's a case of it's entertaining.
Yeah.
So we're all in agreement. Like
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
a fucking joke. Like
Yeah.
And I mean,
it should have been a red.
But, I mean, you said about like if it happened to my lads on a Saturday, like the way I see it, if a kid's good enough to do that, or any player's good enough to do that, why can't they do it? Like,
Yeah.
I think
Just tackle him.
Exactly.
just 2 foot.
If it's
I
that,
know.
if it's that stupid, you'd win the ball back,
Exactly.
wouldn't you?
You know what? You know, it'd be different. Like, you know, I'd have an issue. I've got issues with players where they're going out the way to hurt people because that's like, you know, they should receive bookings for stuff like that because it's not fair. You know, that's kind of like, in a sense of like going out your way to hurt someone. Fair enough. Like, I like throwing yourself into dangerous tackles consistently, and someone having a word and going, "Oh, you stop that." But like to do something that's not harming anyone, it's like.
He's playing well though, Neymar. Just saying, he's playing well since he's been back from injury.
But I want to watch the clip back because imagine this. Like, do you think the players would have complained like he doesn't rainbow flag with the defender touches for a ref and he goes like, "Come on, ref."
How is he?
Just goes down.
It's just like I'm not playing no more.
That's what it is, though. It's like, oh, I'm taking me ball home kind of
Did
mentality.
the players complain? I don't think we did.
They
The ref
did.
just
They
call
did.
him no or like,
I don't
slow
think.
down. Let me keep up.
I don't think they said anything. I think the ref just walked past Neymar and was like, "Come on, you stop doing that." And then he was like, "Why?"
But wouldn't you question why?
Yeah.
Though? Like,
Anyway,
the next one we've got is the was it? I think you brought this up to our attention.
Yeah, it's just a story that came out today.
Yeah, it was Ronaldo having to pay compensation to a load of.
I don't think he had to pay. Juventus had
or
to
someone
pay
had to pay compensation for Ronaldo. It's failing to attend a friendly for South Koreans.
Well, it was in South Korea against like a K-League All-Star team, and the fans were promised that Ronaldo would play at least 45 minutes, but he never even came on, as Juventus drew 3-3 or something with this K-League All-Star team. And after, obviously, it's been a bit of a lengthy trial, they've been given a few £100 in compensation.
How
the fans
much?
that complained. It's a couple of £100.
What a fucking waste of time that is.
Can you see their point at all?
I mean, fair enough if they're not happy
If you've paid
about
to a
it.
game and you've promised to see all Juventus's best players, and they've just left them all on the bench, would you be a bit annoyed?
I'm edged towards the side of the South Koreans, you know.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, you got to look.
They didn't need to promise that he'd play. Why don't they just say he might not play?
I was going to say, right. I look at it from Juventus' perspective. They've the stupid for making that promise. Because realistically, I mean, the way they were probably looking at it is, well, let's rest our key players.
Yeah. Why would you want to play a 34-year-old, star striker in a friendly against a K-League team?
Exactly. Whereas, like, if they just turn around and go, yeah, it's a friendly against Juventus, then yeah, there's no issues. They shot themselves in the foot there, but I mean, that's some fucking stingy kind of shit. That getting like, do you not think it would have cost them more in like legal fees and shit?
Yeah.
That's like, Jordan, that is there's a moral victory. It ain't a financial one.
they're just saying, they're just gone, ha.
We were right.
And another one, I feel like this one might cause a bit of debate in the studio. The Klopp-Shrewsbury situation. Saying he's not going to... It's tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's not going to be there. Am I right in saying that?
The
manager of Liverpool is not going to turn up for an FA Cup.
He's not going to take the team.
He's not going to turn up for an FA Cup.
He's still going to be there.
I heard he's watching it on the laptop, but what I'd like to know is what fucking stream is he getting?
can he hook us up, please? If Jürgen, on the very off chance you're watching this, can you hook a boy up, please? But do you know what? I want to get your point of view actually first, Al. Like, what do you think?
I think you just respect the competition.
What, like Fergie did in 2000 when he withdrew?
I don't want that sort of... I don't want you
Here we
bringing
go.
up...
He doesn't want
I'd say the same thing to Fergie.
Would you?
Why?
Yeah.
though?
I believe if this was Man City or Spurs or someone, it would be different.
Do you know what,
No.
right? Do you know the reason why he's actually said it?
Why?
Well, essentially, the Premier League teams got promised this winter break and got basically told, do not schedule any friendlies or competition during this period to give players rest periods during this time, like the winter break we're having at the minute. Now, why on earth has the Football League then turned around and went, okay, well, we'll schedule this replay in that winter break period? I think, because Klopp's been promised time off for his players, which is needed. Now,
Well,
why...
have you not got 2 weeks off after this? Or like
this
13
is part
days?
of the winter break.
Yeah, but after this game, have you not still got 12,
I think it's a
13
week.
days off? Well, I don't think it's a
Yeah,
week.
but
It's more than a week.
no, but the reason behind it all, if he's been promised this winter break where we're not allowed to play like any competition or schedule friendlies, then why are we then getting fixtures scheduled there if the player's meant to have a break?
This is a weird
I
example.
can see why he'd be frustrated, but you still turn up for the game.
This is a weird example, but let's just say, right, okay, you're in uni.
I'm interested to see where this is going.
Reading
now.
week is coming up. You've booked a holiday. And our lecturer comes to you and says, right, you have to come in. All students have to come in for an open day for the first years. It's part of your course. Sorry, it got a...
But that open day was meant to be 2 weeks prior, but it's been moved. It's been
Yeah,
moved.
that's what I'm
It's been
saying.
moved.
We weren't to know, but it
No,
turns out...
this is a better analogy. 2 weeks prior, you could go to the open day and complete it. Then you've completed that part of your course.
But
You don't need to go, but you don't turn up. You just send your mate to go. Oh yeah, you just sign me in there. He doesn't sign you in because you don't turn up your best players.
That's not
It
the
is
same.
because you could have just played a stronger team against Shrewsbury and you wouldn't have had this problem. Why go out and play your kids if you're gonna be like you're gonna go out, play a weakened team, you draw and then get a replay and be like,
But
why
then-
have we got a replay?
But then, for example...
But if that's the case, even if you've been promised that time is your time to rest, then
And
why
you know
is
another
it being
thing?
scheduled then?
You would then be whinging. See, if we did go full strength, you'd be whinging, why the fuck isn't players getting, like, Curtis Jones getting a look in? Like,
Yeah, but
where
there's
was
a
he?
difference. There's a
Shut up,
difference.
play.
There's a difference between playing like
That's it.
all your kids or playing a few.
No, but that's where
Salah
you're wrong.
all came on.
No,
Yeah,
that's
came on
it.
for the last 10 minutes and you're
Oh,
panicking.
Ollie, the team that started that, we had Adrian in goal, not a kid. The right back was
Yeah,
a
but your
kid.
backup
The
keeper,
two,
that's-
the two centre
Do you
backs.
start Romero in the cup?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, but
I'm not
Ollie.
arguing against that.
Ollie, listen, right? The two centre backs, Joel Matip and Dejan Lovren.
Yeah, but
Fully fledged internationals. Left back, fair enough. The centre fielders, Pedro Chirivel's hardly a kid anymore. He's 22.
Yeah, but
you had
he's just
Curtis
rubbish.
Jones. Was it, who else was in midfield that day? Was it was it Keita? Or was it
No, Keita.
Chamberlain? It was. I don't think it was another kid. You know, I could be very wrong.
I can't remember.
And then the front three did. It was Elliot, Origi,
And Minamino.
and Minamino. So it was
That's
hardly
not
kids.
even that. Yeah, that's not a bad
But
squad.
you look at the team that United took to Tranmere.
That's because you fucking need a win. You need the cup.
And we don't, the difference is we don't need a replay.
I can't be honest.
It's shit, utter shite. But realistically,
And look,
the reason-
we're not crying because
No,
we've
but
not got
the
a
reason-
replay.
And the actual reason, the reason
Because
he's
Martial played, because Fred played, because Maguire played.
But you know what that is though? That's unfair on Tranmere having to play against that.
What?
I wanted more of a nibble then.
Nah,
But now,
it's
realistically though, the reason he said that he's not going to take the team is because it's going to be mostly made up of the under 23s or near all made up of the 23s, and it's Neil Critchley who's the 23 manager's team, and he wants that team to have their manager, which I think's fair enough. And you know, it's a case of he's as a football
But
manager.
it's the Liverpool first team fixture, and Jurgen Klopp's the manager of
But
Liverpool
then
first team.
he's the Liverpool manager. Like he's managing that whole football club in a sense. And if he thinks that there's been plenty of times where assistant managers and other managers have taken games for other people.
Yeah, because they're having babies or something.
But
Not because they're sulking because they couldn't beat Shrewsbury.
nah, but it's,
I think that's a relevant point to make.
I think it's irrelevant.
But back to my analogy, right? If a lecturer said to you, right, you have to come in, sorry, things have changed, you have to come in, and you were like, you'd be fucking crying, I booked a week to Prague, have to come in and show these kids, but we can say, but those kids are entitled, those kids, respect for university, those kids are paying money.
But if you respected them 2 weeks earlier, then you wouldn't have a
but
problem.
it's not the same as you
No, but
said.
you did respect them 2 weeks earlier. That's the thing.
No, I don't
You know
think
what?
you did.
Maybe it is. Maybe 2 weeks before we didn't send our mate. We did go. Maybe we had a few drinks the night before. We weren't full strength. We still
Yeah.
went with the intentions to learn. We just weren't at our best. We were a bit hungover. You know why it is. You know yourself. We didn't send our mate. We just weren't at our best condition. We still went to learn. In Liverpool's case,
you-
with
but we
Salah.
didn't-
Last 10, you're getting everything jotted
Yeah, but
down.
we rushed it. We didn't do enough. We didn't
Yeah,
do
we
enough.
didn't do enough.
We-
We're
so
like,
the
"Fuck's
open
sake."
day wasn't completed because we weren't in the fit state.
So say if that happened to you, right? You didn't do enough. You're like, "Fuck's
I'd say,
sake."
well, I've been a dickhead. I didn't play.
No,
I didn't,
no,
I didn't
no,
turn up in
there's
full
no
fit.
way you turn
that's
around
your
and go,
They come back now and show these kids an open day. You're like, yes, Mr. Lecturer, I will respect you and the kids' wish to pay their money to attend university. I fucked up because I was.
Yeah, but the thing is, Klopp's not going to Prague. He's going to be sat in that room on the open day, just
it's not
watching.
about
Going,
Klopp. It's about
I'm
the
not
team.
doing it.
It's about the team.
Klopp, if like you said, Klopp's still turning up. He's sat in the room in the open day with his arms folded, going, "No, I'm not doing it."
It's
No,
not
it's
a case
not-
of
it's
that.
not the
But
case.
it's not a case of
But
that.
not even about Klopp, but about the actual team. You're Genie Wijnaldum, for example. Do you think Genie Wijnaldum should be like, fuck Prague, right? I have to come back and teach these kids because it's respect.
Since when was Genie
Right,
Wijnaldum a
oh,
student
yeah.
at LJMU?
You know what I mean? So you would cancel your trip to Prague right now to come back for an open day to show the first years about.
No,
Well then, shut up.
no, I'm sorry.
Right, imagine when we booked Amsterdam and you had no, we were meant to come in for a news day that had been told.
It's happened, for example.
You know, and we got told about this news day a week prior and we'd already booked Amsterdam.
Yeah.
There's no way you
You're
turn around and go, oh,
yeah.
we're going to come in then.
Are you going to this news day
Not a
coming up or are you
chance.
going to Prague?
But you had the chance to go to the news day before.
No, we didn't have the chance to go to the news day before. It's just been, it got told
But
to
this
us.
isn't the first. This is a replay.
No, but it's like I said.
Just don't have a replay if you don't want a replay.
Right, this brings
But
me
we
on to
can't
another-
help
Right,
it.
listen.
Or win.
Well, we
hey.
try. You don't
Hey.
win every fucking game, like.
Right,
Oh,
listen. This gets me onto a different topic though, which same kind of topic but different tangent. What do you think of FA Cup replays then? Because do you think they've
They
still got a
should
place,
go.
or do you
No,
think that?
fuck off.
I
Fuck them
know.
off.
Right, I know your opinion on it, but what about
If you're going to get rid of them, you'd have to have something in place for the smaller teams. Like, you can't just get rid of them and say, all right, that's it. And if you're drawn at home, you're drawn at home. I think there
he
should be
speaks
some.
a lot about love for these small teams whenever he juked his local club for United. He's not following York City about, is he? He's fucking here worrying about whether United.
Hey, no, he does when he wants work experience. though.
He's a York City fan when he wants to be. When it suits him. When they get a third round replay.
Oh, but then
Your
Jurgen Klopp
mascot
doesn't
again.
turn
Oh!
up to it because he's sulking.
We're going to have to agree to disagree on this.
Right, but do you still see them as like relevant essentially? Because I look at it, it's like, especially for the top teams, like the FA Cup ain't it anymore anyway. Like for the lower teams, I understand it, but like,
Well, so there you go then. Why just disregard it because the top teams don't care about it?
it's a weird one though. Because I think you look at the Carabao Cup, haven't they started doing away with like they did away with replays and stuff there. It just goes straight to extra time penalties.
That makes
Which
sense.
and it works so much better, I think.
No one cares about Carabao Cup. Even small teams don't care about Carabao Cup.
But then you can say that a lot of the big teams don't care about the FA Cup, and I don't think they do anymore, really.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is down.
True.
People keep going on about respect the competition.
So because the big teams don't care, then they should just scrap all replays.
No. Well, I think we should scrap replays, not because the big teams don't care, but
I
to
just
protect
think
the
it's
footballers. Like for
yeah,
World Cup
there's
season
too
and
many.
all.
It creates such a backlog of games, and it's like, and as well, like if you're having to do that and then go play again, and then it's like you could potentially be going for another 120 minutes in another game. It's like England's fixture list is already so congested anyway. It doesn't make sense to
And
me.
this is not the first time someone has played it. I know Liverpool are playing all the kids and all, but it's not the first time.
Well,
someone's
Villa
played
got
on
fined
weekend.
for it for having like 11 changes, didn't
But that
they?
was in the Premier League. It counts in Premier League, not for Cup.
Oh,
I'm
no, I thought it was
pretty
in the
sure.
cup that they did the changes. A couple of years ago, I'm sure that Villa got
I
fined
don't
for
know.
it.
I think it's league.
There should be some. If they were to get rid of replays, there should be something that says like maybe a team that's League One or lower, if they get drawn against a Premier League team, they can choose whether it's home or away.
Well, not even that.
I've seen one tweet.
Yeah, but do you not think it could be a case of like, because I think the big thing that a lot of them clubs are after, it's money, like with them fixtures now. Do you not think it should just be a case of like they for reaching it, like maybe the prize money gets increased or something for getting to certain rounds of the cup, regardless of like whether they go to a big or a small team.
Yeah.
I think it should be a case of every. Yeah.
I think there is a way around it that satisfies everyone. But
Okay.
They just need to work it out.
Yeah, we weren't able to work out in this podcast.
So.
We've just fell out and ruined our meal later on.
So I think we'll wrap it up there on that sour note. Are we doing
we just
predictions?
need to
Yeah,
finish off
just
with
need to do the
predictions.
predictions. So, I mean, is it even worth doing the predictions? Last time it was so
We're
long
going to
ago.
have to. We're going to have
It's
to.
just so pointless. But anyway, go on. You reel them off.
Yeah, right. Well, scores at the moment is Jake 25, Augie 29, I'm on 36. There's only 4 Premier League games, so we had to do an FA Cup game. So Liverpool Shrewsbury. What do we think for?
Liverpool Shrewsbury.
What do you think it's going to be? I'm not counting extra time. So if you say a draw and it's 1-1 and someone wins 2-1 in extra time, it's 90 minutes.
So what if you
know
say
what
2-1 and they win in 2-1 next time?
No, sorry, that's bullshit.
So
If you
extra
say
time
a
doesn't
score
count.
and it ends up like that, like a whole
Right,
game
okay.
of football.
Okay.
Extra time doesn't count because Klopp doesn't like
Well,
it.
what if you say 1-1 and shut up. If you say 1-1 and then someone wins 2-1 in
Well,
extra
then
time,
it's
2-1 in extra time, so you don't get a point for 1-1.
no.
Okay, all
It's
right.
not the
Yeah,
whole. It's
right.
not the whole game.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm gonna go really out there and go 1-1 Liverpool win on penalties.
2-1 Shrewsbury.
I just really want to make it as awkward to write down for you as I can.
I'll just put a P beside
I really do hope it goes to extra time.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, but wait, how do you remember which one wins there?
Because Liverpool are one.
Oh, okay. What's the next game?
You fucked up. What's he did?
Oh.
Brighton Watford, I'm saying 0-0.
That is such a 0-0. I'll go 1-1.
I think it's going to surprise people. I think 2-0 to Brighton.
Everton Palace. These games are so shit.
These are dead games.
2-0 Everton.
I'll say 2-1 Everton.
Who is it? Palace.
They've not done a lot recently, Palace. They've been...
Who did you say was at home? Sorry,
Everton.
Everton. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Sheffield United, Bournemouth.
2-0.
Sheffield United.
Yeah,
I'm
2-0
saying.
Sheffield United.
4-1 Sheffield United.
Ooh,
City versus West Ham, I'm saying 7-0.
really?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna say 4-1 to City.
4-2 City.
Who said 4-1 Sheffield United? Sorry.
Me.
Right, yeah, okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, but very
yeah,
good.
so
But when
have you-
are they all this weekend?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so they've like staggered the break.
I was gonna
haven't
say, did you have a Who Am I ticket to viewers to?
Oh,
Come on, quick.
Good
Get one
spot
up just
check.
before we wrap up.
Oh, the last one for those of you, the special ones that have made it right to the end of the hour and a half. You get a
there's anyone
bonus.
still
Who am I? Probably not.
I have played with Kylian Mbappe, Nicolas Otamendi, and John Ruddy.
Oh dear God.
Whoa. So, answers to that one in the comments or on Twitter. First one gets a shout out next week. Did anyone get it the other week? Because we've completely forgotten. So,
I know
if you have
Richard-
tweet us, if you have
Yeah.
tweet us.
Richard's been
Sweet.
guiding
And also as well, big shout out to Olly for the new intro music.
Yeah,
Smashed it with that,
hopefully it's not been deleted off YouTube and you did hear it. If you didn't hear anything, it sounded a bit weird. It's because we had to delete it because we got removed off YouTube.
Yeah, but
So,
I mean,
hopefully that didn't
and
happen.
I mean, and if it does, then Ollie, you fucked up, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I think that's. All
Yeah, I
the
think that's
time
we're all done. So again, follow us on Twitter. Tune in next week for some more ramblings. And thank you and bye.
Peace.
Bye.